Good morning, gang. Happy New Year's Eve. It's here, the last day of 2020, finally. So, after yesterday's video, which some of you guys called a horror movie or a dumpster fire, I'm hoping y'all are talking about the year and not my video. So today, as we close out the year, I figured I'd give you 15 good things that happened in 2020. So I went to do a little research on this, and there were websites that listed the positives of 2020. But Lady Gaga releasing a new album and Miley Cyrus getting sober didn't really do it for me. So I thought I'd come up with my own top 15. Okay. So here they are. Okay. Number one, prepping, of course. Okay. A lot more people finally realized this is what we do. It's prudent and it's not only for paranoid conspiracy theorists. People started storing food, learning how to garden, and actually learning what prepping really is rather than just mocking us. To their surprise, we're actually normal people who just have an uncanny ability to do things they never thought of. And they joined up. So that was a good start. Number two, gun ownership is way up. With all the whiny crybabies who for years condemned the Second Amendment and made all sorts of lies about weaponry, they had an epiphany. Okay, suddenly they decided they were responsible enough to own a firearm. And that, gee, guns don't kill people, people kill people. Okay, they were suddenly responsible enough to be gun owners. So let's hope they all have an epiphany to go get some training too. After all, an armed society is a polite society. Okay. Number three, you actually had a good excuse this year to not go visit your in-laws. After all, the line, honey, we really don't want to put your parents at risk, do we? After all, they're really old, and COVID is most dangerous to the elderly. It was really effective. Okay. Number four, for the first time in history, a man was sent into space by a privately owned company. We can only hope that Elon Musk continues on this endeavor and can figure out how to do this for the masses. Okay. Imagine we could send all the liberals to Mars where they can create the new world they so desperately want. After all, it is the red planet, and what better place for communism? Number five, a dinosaur-era fossil of a bird nicknamed Wonder Chicken, dating back 66.7 million years ago, was discovered in Belgium. Nancy Pelosi was ecstatic. She finally knew where her mother was buried. Number six, fish and swans came back to Venice's canal. People were no longer monopolizing the waterways, and the fauna came back. Isn't it amazing how fast nature will recover when given a chance and people aren't trying to play God? Are you listening, Bill Gates? Number seven, scientists in Michigan grew a beating human heart from stem cells. The most interesting part of the story was that it was done at Michigan State University, which is in East Lansing. Okay. They were that close to the Capitol building in Michigan, and nobody thought about donating it to Gretchen Whitmer. Number eight, this is a fun one. The United Kingdom has an absolute love for hedgehogs, if you guys didn't know. Okay, and this year, the world's first hedgehog park opened to protect the species. Now, considering the food shortages that are being reported in the UK, let's hope this wasn't an idea for a new protein source by Klaus Schwab in the World Economic Forum. Okay. Number nine, this one kind of hits home. Charitable giving is expected to hit an all-time high in 2020. Even with all the hardships humanity faced this year, many people found it in their hearts to donate to charity and to help their fellow man, including all you guys. Okay. Even Washington, D.C. got involved, giving the taxpayers a couple of stimulus checks. Oh, wait, never mind. That was them giving us our own money back. Never mind. Number 10, California, New York, New Jersey, and Illinois are all seeing massive outflows of residents as conservatives are fleeing the states. How is this good news, you ask? Well, we just finished the 2020 census, and if you all know what's done with that, with those states having a lower population, that means these states get less representatives in Congress and less electoral votes in 2024. Might have a little bit of chance of taking back the House, which would be a good thing, okay? Not that the Republicans are doing a whole lot of good right now, but if we can get a bunch of constitutional conservatives in there, maybe then we got a chance of straightening this whole mess out. Okay. Number 11. The wall is nearly complete on the southern border. If you notice, we haven't heard a lot of stories this year out of DHS and ICE. Okay. I mean, just nobody's talking about it. Too many other things. And all of a sudden, this kind of wound up on the back burner. Kind of made me think, I guess the Mexican and the South American population have finally realized that the standard of living in California is actually worse than the countries that they want to leave. So they're not coming. Okay. Number 12, Buy American is back in vogue. Okay. People are finally coming to realize that made in China is not a good thing. Yeah, it's cheap and you throw it out. We talked about this the other day. Now, of course, Washington's trying to feed us the Chinese junk, as the only companies really that are still open are Walmart and Amazon. But Americans are finally turning up their nose at Chinese products. So this is a good thing, okay? And I'll say it like I've said it a million times. Keep buying American, guys. Support those small businesses. Support the little craftsmen in your town or whatever it is. You know, I understand you're not going to be able to buy a paper shredder or something like that that's not made in China, but as much as you can, pay the couple extra bucks and buy something made in America. In the long run, you're saving money. Number 13, gas prices are down and way down, okay? At least here in Tennessee, we've seen gas prices below $2 a gallon all year, okay? And I just have to say thank you to all those workers who braved the weather, the boredom of living in some of the most remote areas, just living in the middle of nowhere, and fracking or drilling to make the United States energy independent for the first time in history. That is, of course, until Biden fucks it up. But number 14, the grand solar minimum started this year. How is this a good thing, you ask? Finally, we have something factual with physical proof to combat the arguments of the mental midgets like Greta Thunberg, AOC, and Al Gore. You know, after all, we are following the science, right? You know, that nice little tagline they use. Okay. Finally, number 15. Okay, the coup de grace here. I started this YouTube channel. It's been a little more than 2 months. Okay, put this up. Without this, I wouldn't have been able to meet all of you guys, learn so much from you, talk to, email, chat with, meet so many great people. You guys have made doing this a ton of fun, even though there's some headaches occasionally, but a ton of fun, okay? And for that, I say thank you to all and wish you guys a safe and happy new year. Pinball out.